I'm no theologian. I'm no expert. I'm just a Bible student. I have not memorized the Bible, but I have internalized it. I may not be able to tell you chapter and verse of everything I say, but it is in the Bible. God wrote it. And I mean, he didn't have chapters and verses. That's things, those are things we added later on. And I've seen that there are some people who have memorized the Bible, but they don't live every part that they know. And the Bible itself says the devil knows the Bible. He knows the Bible. It hasn't changed him from being a devil. And that's just a preamble into something that I want to do every now and then, to just be holy, to just focus on God's word. And it's going to be called something like soul food from the sick bed, because I am sick, and most of what I will look at is from a point of sickness, be it physical sickness, mental sickness, or sin sickness. So those will be the, not sermonette, I'm not a preacher, but those will be my times of reflection on what God has written. So if you see it, it will be called soul food from the sick bed. As I said, it doesn't necessarily mean when I'm sick in bed, but all sickness. Sin is a sickness. So under that, with that said, I want to suggest, if you haven't done it already, that when you do a Bible study, find one verse or two or more, but find an anchor verse in each chapter that you read. Or if you're reading the Spirit of Prophecy, a paragraph, a line, 2 lines that you will write down and that you'll come back to, and that either will strengthen you or they might be relevant to you. There might be a prayer that you yourself are uttering. For example, Psalm 30 verse 10, which is the one I wrote last night. Hear, O Lord, and have mercy upon me, Lord. Lord, be thou my helper. The prayers are there. If you don't know what to say, you will find words in the Bible. And Psalm 29 verse 11, the Lord will give strength unto his people. Strength. It didn't say he will give them a miracle way to come out of their troubles. He will give strength. The Lord will bless his people with peace. The Lord will bless his people with peace. There are two groups of people. You're either of your father, the devil, who is a liar, and you're a liar like him, or you're of your Father, Heavenly Father. That's the truth. And Psalm 25 verse 10, you can tell I'm reading the Psalms at the moment. All the paths of the Lord are mercy and truth, and to such as keep his covenant and his testimonies. If we love God, we will keep all his word, not parts, all of it. And then he'll put us on the path of mercy and truth. And if we're on God's path, we are his people. And if we are his people, he will give us strength and peace. Those are the two things we need when we're struggling and in trial and suffering. Strength and peace. I will leave that in. That is my life. That's my child. And I will leave that in. That is my Sabbath. Just to make a point. But I wanted to add this really because I forgot to mention my son and my children, especially Amarissa. She wants me to download what I share on YouTube for her also. She wants to know what I say. And so I left her brother out by mistake. And I don't want him to think his struggles don't matter. So I wanted to just say that I took both of them to the doctor today. And his issue is he's got a finger infection, a paronychia. His was triggered when he hurt himself when he was playing with a bookshelf and with a toy box, and he squished his finger, hurt himself. They didn't tell me when he hurt himself. They only told me when it was now white and swollen. So also there's another issue he had. Special needs, they're always there. And he's got this anxiety thing where when he's anxious, he'll be picking at his finger, and it has to be the one that now is infected. The infection is not where he picks, and that area is now permanently red. So we had to sort out his anxiety. We're trying different medication now, and we've put him on an antibiotic, and I must put on antibiotic ointment twice a day after he soaks. So yes, both my children are not well right now. They both went to see the doctor. Yeah, there, Mickey. I've spoken about you too, my boy. I love you both. And above all, as you will hear in the message to come, this just now, stand. And you will be able to stand because you have peace and strength. Strength you cannot imagine. This week I told my people, this is unbearable. And yet here I am. I am bearing it. I wish you all a blessed Sabbath and peace and strength for every trial that you're facing and every trial you are yet to face. May you have rest on this coming Sabbath. Rest of the mind, rest of the body if possible, and the rest that comes from knowing that God is your Father and He will have mercy upon you as He had mercy upon David. I didn't know I could reach lower, and I know that I could be lower still. There's this part of your heart that stops being yours when you adopt or when you have a child biologically, when you become a mother. And every child of mine, that child is a piece of my heart walking outside my body. And so when something happens, I can't focus. It's like I'm having a heart attack. Can you work when you've got a heart attack? Of course not. And so my daughter, she still hasn't recovered with her knee. Her wound is still open. It had closed up yesterday. No more oozing. But today, when I went for my lung scan, I checked at home. I phoned home to find out, how they are, because I left before the small ones woke up. So I wanted to find out how they're doing, and I was told that, well, Emmy's leg wound has reopened, which is not good because that's a root of infection. Plus, she needs to heal. She should have healed already a week ago. So it's not right. And the fact that she's not only open but oozing. So the longer that thing stays open, the higher the chances are of her having some other infection. And it is a real concern, which the surgeon also had. She really was not happy about it. So that's one. Number two, I told you about the heart. So here's what happened. Last year, I told a doctor, our pediatrician, that I'm worried about her heart rate. No, I'm lying. I noticed my child's heart rate was high, and we happened to be going for a checkup with the pediatrician, and we were right at the tail end of a cold or a flu virus, some kind of viral issue. And so the pediatrician said, her heart rate is probably because of the flu. And I said, no, because my son, when I said, hey, how come her heart rate is so high? My son then said, yeah, Mom, I noticed it some 6 months ago. I was giving her a hug, and then I noticed that her heart was very, very strong. Her heartbeat was like fast. I love how they don't tell me this stuff. So I told him it's not the flu. It's been ongoing. And then I Googled ADHD medication because it's a stimulant, and stimulants obviously will stimulate you, and unfortunately for her, it gives her tachycardia, which is extremely high heart rate, not healthy, not safe. So we did a bit of this and that, and eventually he said, because it's the medication, so be it. We've tried different medication. This is just how it is. And I was thinking, but it's not healthy, it's not safe. She can't live for the rest of her life with this super high heart rate. Won't it kill her? I went to a different pediatrician. She told me, nah, don't stress. Only stress if it goes over 150. But the one time it had gone to 148. So, yeah. So that didn't really help much. I mean, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. That's what I will say. And then so she needed the surgery now, and on the day when we went for the checkup, the doctor noticed that, hey, her heart rate is still high. So I said, yes, it never changed. And he said, okay, but now it's been 9 months and it's not improved. And I was thinking, yeah, it can't improve because she's still on a stimulant for her ADHD. And the thing is, we did try go off it. We tried the natural route. Side note, you Adventists, it's mostly Adventists, and I know it's other people as well who are on this natural thing. Let me tell you this. I know a mother of 7 children, adopted. All children are adopted. She loved them with all her heart. She found breast cancer, stage 1. They were like, the doctors, it's easily treatable. It was easily treatable, like 90% chance that she'll survive it. But she didn't want to go the Western medical route. She went natural. She died. Or rather, she then wrote, now, I didn't know her then. I knew her near the end of her life, where she was saying she wishes she had just done the Western route. She'd be alive and not dying. She was now in terminal cancer. By the time she went back to the doctors and said, I think natural is not helping me, it was too late. It had spread, and thankfully, well, mercifully, it ended up being a stroke that killed her. But yeah, so she didn't have to endure the terrible pain of a cancer death, but she had been suffering anyway because it had spread. So that's my answer to those who say natural, natural, natural. And there was another very enthusiastic Adventist black man who did some health talks. He almost like he had ADHD. He was very, very bubbly and bouncy. He died. He also did natural. I've seen enough people die even from natural remedies for me to say there's not necessarily a natural cure for every condition out there. But of course, natural is the safest. I know that. But for my situation and my children's, we can't go the natural route. We tried it with their ADHD medication. We did supplements also. We did the best we could do. Of course, no sugar. We don't take sugar anyway. But it did not help them, and it is dangerous for them. As I might have shared in the other video, it is life-threatening for them to not be on their medication. My son not split his head, but he ended up in hospital needing stitches at the back of his head because of his impulsivity. My daughter could have hurt herself dancing on tables, slashing, and she destroys property, slashes her sister's blouse. So, sorry, I don't like it when I see myself fiddling with my face. And now I can see why our choir teacher said we shouldn't fiddle with our faces when we're performing, but it's hot. I'm sweaty, and I also have hot flashes, so it's a bad combination, and I'm not allowed to use aircon, so it's hot. So I will fiddle with my face. I'm sorry in advance. I know it's distracting. So we need stimulants. We have no choice. It is a matter of life and death. But now, the very same stimulants, of course, for her especially, are killing her. That's what I believe. So we go, he does the check, he puts her in hospital, and the surgeon comes, and she's doing her check, and she says, whoa, wait a minute. What's up with this heart rate? This is no. So I say, yeah, it's been a concern of mine. So she said, oh, well, don't worry. This doctor, he will sort it out. So I told her, well, this is the doctor I came to the first time, and it didn't get sorted out. So she said, well, then I will talk to him. And the following day, again, she said, I don't think the fire has really been lit under his rear end. That's not the phrasing she used, but she said she will stay on the doctor to find a solution, because if it continues this way, she will not live to see 26. So we need to sort it out. And I thought, phew, someone gets it. Now, but here's the confounding thing. All this time, my daughter has complained. That's the other thing. She could feel her heart racing. She would get tired and she would have chest pain, which all links with tachycardia. But now she started beta blockers and still the pain. So I asked her to describe the pain. I think this was yesterday. I said to her, okay, can you describe what this pain feels like? Because now I've tested her heart rate twice on 2 different days, and the beta blocker is doing its job. Her heart rate has not been above 100 at all. And this is even after she'd run back to me to say, oh, mom, you haven't taken off the watch from my wrist. So yeah, even after running back, it wasn't over 100. So the beta blocker is helping. So the chest pain then can't be because of the high heart rate like we all thought. So I said to her, my angel, can you describe what this pain feels like? And when it happens, same thing. It happens when she's breathing in, when she's walking, when she wants to walk faster, when she wants to run with her dad and brother and jog with them, when she wants to jump on the trampoline, all the things she's meant to do as a child. When we need to do vision therapy, I've seen her clutching her chest, and that's the part that has hurt me the most. Seeing my precious 9-year-old clutching her chest. I can't endure everything when it's happening to me. I've begged God to kill me because of this ankylosing spondylitis pain, and also my feeling like I'm useless as a mother to them because I can't do everything I want to do. But you make my child sick, then you've really touched me. Then, for me, it's the opposite. For Job, it was first kill his children and then bother him. For me, it's the other way around. You kill my children, you touch my children, you're killing me. And so she said, it's loose. It's a loose pain. It's like something is loose in her chest and it's moving. And it moves up and down, and that's when it hurts. And then she started feeling to show me where it is, and she said, here, feel it. Guys, I dug my hands under her rib cage and something is moving in my child's chest. Feel your ribs. They don't move in and out. I wish my ribs would move in and out instead of what they're doing, which is the opposite and not moving in and out enough. Her rib on the left side, it was moving. Whatever it is, I can't say it was a rib per se, but whatever it is over here. So we made an appointment. We went to the doctor today. He felt it. He's never felt it before. She is the first patient he's ever had who's had this problem. He even called in his an associate pediatrician. She came. She felt it. She felt it. Something is moving in my child's chest, like her rib cage. But she's never, ever, ever had a patient with that problem before. I thought, okay, so now what? What do we do? She suggested an ultrasound. But we've had so many ultrasounds and x-rays. If there was something abnormal about the shape of her ribs or the cartilage, you would have seen it, I'm sure. And that would help tell us why is her rib cage, why is it moving and causing her pain? So I assume it moves up into the other rib and rubs. Guys, I could actually, when I was holding her here and she was moving it, I could actually feel the popping, cracking, grating. Being a parent is a blessing, but being a parent is heartbreaking when your children are not well. And this is something I was crying about to my friends yesterday. I've already got just my normal life is hard. Just my normal life makes doctors, psychiatrists ask me, okay, but what about you? How are you taking care of yourself? Who's helping you? Who's taking care of you? Just my normal life. Add on a child with a mystery rib condition that causes her excruciating pain, that stops her from being a child. then you've added on. It's almost unbearable. But nevertheless, I will continue. I will continue anyway. There's so many people who have said to people, please, why do you keep praying? Why do you keep believing in this God? Why do you keep praying to him? He's not there. If he was there, he'd be hearing you. He'd be helping you. Just come back to our ancestors. If I don't have God, who will I go to? If I don't have God to cling to, who will I cling to? God never promised me that life would be easy. He never said that he's a fairy godmother. He never said he was a magician, granting my wishes left, right, and center. He said he'll be with me always. He did say he'll never leave me nor forsake me. He did say he won't put the diseases that he put on the Egyptians on me. The Egyptians, unfortunately, didn't have moving ribs. So I can't say that he lied. God has been true, and God has been the only true being, constantly there, constantly keeping his word from the beginning until today. And so yes, I am distressed, I am worried, I'm scared. How do we fix it? The pediatrician said that he will phone a cardiothoracic surgeon and also check with the surgeon who operated on my girl's knee. I don't know. I don't even know what the name is, what the word is. I thought it was floating rib syndrome, but because it says that the rib ends here and this is all cartilage, I don't know. All I know is my daughter is suffering, and today didn't give us any answers. And the health experts, I've never had a child with that health problem, the two that I went to today. What a lovely way to enter the Sabbath. Her wound is open again. Her chest is not okay. Wow. It's tough. It is tough, hey? Things get worse instead of getting better. And this is why I've never been into the whole, oh, Happy New Year. Because the same problems I had in November and December are the same problems I'm gonna have on January 1. Nothing will miraculously change. Nothing will magically change just because a date has changed on a calendar. Nevertheless, I will continue to praise him. I will thank him for his goodness. I will thank him for his mercy. And I will ask him to be merciful to me again. Not for my sake, but for my child's sake. Let's hope we find an answer to this mystery and that it will not be too difficult to fix. And that it won't be impossible either to fix, so that my child can have a childhood. Thank you very much. And if you're also having a week where it gets worse instead of better, I'm here with you, and I honestly have no words except just trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Wherever that path may lead, even through thorns, God is with you. Through the fire, in the fire, God is with you. In the flood, in the storm, God is with you. If we have to close our eyes and go down into the grave, God will be with us. But I pray that I will not be closing anyone's eyes in my family for a very long time. That is my hope, and there's nothing wrong with asking for life, especially because I plan to do good with my life. So yeah, that's just the message I had today, just to update you on my child's health, what's going on with us, and to remind you and encourage you to keep the faith, because God never promised that life would be easy just because we are Christians. That's the devil's lie. He's the one who wants you to then forget God because your life is not easy. Or he tricks you into thinking you are a Christian. I mean, that's the best Christian. The best Christian to have is a fake Christian, because then that fake Christian will influence other Christians, and then they'll all be fake, and the devil's happy, right? It's his plan.